Alright, do you think you can stay fit, invest in yourself, and chase your dreams all at the same time? Well, I'm here to tell you that today you're in for a treat because I will show you how I plan to do this and have been doing for a while. So I will show you precisely how I exercise, eat, rest and recover. But on the flip side of the coin, make sure you stick around till the end because I will not just show you how I save a coin but also turn it into 2 coins and invest into my passion project. So we will start with personal health and then move over to personal wealth. But regarding both, less is more. So you want to have a very simple approach when you want to be efficient with your time. So first, on the health side, we have exercise. And being fit has many times been shown that if you are fit in the present, you will look good and feel good, but you will also have a better probability of living a long life. So you need to prioritize of having a lean muscle mass. And lean muscle mass means that you have a low fat percentage and also a lot of muscle mass. When you think of exercise, a lot of times you might be really keen on jumping on in January, for instance, going back to the gym, approaching CrossFit or something like this. But I think it's much better, especially during these times when you don't know that will there come a second lockdown, can you go to the gym? And how do you approach this in exercise is start thinking about learning the fundamentals of, for instance, I would approach it with bodyweight training. It is really good to know that, hey, only mastering your body weight, you can get a lot of results. So for instance, for me, I haven't actually gone to the gym for 6 months now. And this has been really amazing to me that how much you can actually do with your own body weight, even though I have been doing this for a long time. And what you need to focus on is basically learn proper push-ups, learn proper pull-ups, and learn proper squats, lunges, so exercises for the legs, and also the link in between the upper and the lower body, the core. Okay, so prioritizing quality before quantity is something that I truly believe. So a lot of times we see these amazing athletes and, for instance, some Ironman competition, or for me that I actually tried the Navy SEALs PST, so the entrance exam for Navy SEALs this summer. And here you're always, when you see these guys, you're so motivated, oh wow, I want to do these things. But actually you need to maybe take a few steps back and start thinking of quality before quantity. And this means that if you truly try to master, for instance, the push-up, when you go back to the basics, your repetitions might drop down in half. But that still doesn't mean that you're getting weaker, because now you're getting stronger. And a lot of times I see many guys, especially on the men's side, I see guys always want to, for some reason we want to race each other, and we are more focusing on it, hey, who is the best one? And there's always a risk of injury when you're approaching things too fast. And that's why you need to take a few steps back and really try to perfect the technique. And yes, of course, then do really tough exercises. And I will link here my video on how you can actually then design a perfect home workout. Now, regarding a home workout, one of the hardest things is to actually be focused. So you need to set aside a time when you're just focusing on the workout, no distractions. And I would say absolutely maximum of a home workout should take you 1 hour. And you really need to focus on basic moves 3 times a week. So 3 times a week for building muscle is enough. And then you have, for instance, push 2 exercises, pull 2 exercises, leg 2 exercises, and 2 exercises for the core. And 3 times a week you're focusing on this and really focus on quality before quantity. Now, of course, you also want to do a little bit of conditioning work. And I think once or twice a week, jogging for 30 minutes is excellent. But if you're even more out of time, you can try, for instance, a 10-minute high-intensity interval training workout. And I will link my video on how you can just jump along and do one of these workouts. Okay, next up we have nutrition, and we all know that we are not supposed to eat too many simple carbohydrates or too much sugar. But I also want to highlight too that if you're doing a lot of exercise, it's extremely important to get enough protein. And for me, I always make sure that I get over 100 grams of protein per day, and I make sure that mostly of it comes from my food and not some supplement. But this also depends on your size, but make sure you're getting enough protein so that you can build those muscles. But also another thing, for instance, now I'm filming this video, what is it? It's already past 2 p.m. today, and I haven't actually eaten anything. I've just drank coffee. And intermittent fasting is one solution that I could give to you that, hey, maybe you could consider this one. So intermittent fasting has been shown to really help you being focused and also associated with better blood sugar levels. And this really helps you to narrow down that window, that when are you actually eating. And you can have an eating window. For instance, the classic one is 8 hours of eating and then 16 hours of fasting, and you just skip the breakfast. Now finally, in order to improve your health, we have rest and recovery. And besides getting enough quality sleep, one habit that has helped me a lot over the years is doing cold showers and deep breathing. And I discovered it back in 2016 when I saw the Wim Hof method and started practicing it. And it's basically about doing deep breathing and cold exposure. Now, since 2016, I don't think there have been many days where I have skipped a cold shower in the morning. And this method has been shown to improve your focus and to support your immune system. For me, it helped me get rid of my migraines and also precisely to improve my focus. Alright, so now that we have discussed managing your personal health, let's move on to some hacks that you can use in order to manage your personal wealth. And I want to start off with that you can save a lot of money by not buying stuff in order to impress other people. And wait, what are these? Whoa, whoops. And I would say that Apple's products are probably the most well-known ones when you think about being synonymous of having status in society, or at least trying to have that perception. And for me, even though I would consider myself a minimalist, I'm still kind of a tech geek. And when I saw the AirPods, I was like thinking that, man, those are really useful for me in my daily life and also work. But on the other side, I didn't want to buy the newest ones as they are kind of expensive. And also when I buy the latest and greatest, I'm always intrigued by the next generation, which then keeps me in that loop of being hungry for the next and the next one. So this is a pretty useful tip when you consider that how much are you actually using money on? Rather use the stuff and how much do you actually need it? Especially if you're buying stuff a lot on credit, then that's a big no-no. Anyways, of course this is just one small piece of the puzzle on how you can save money. But let's move forward on how you can actually invest your money. And I like to use an investment strategy which was probably brought forward by a famous mathematician named Nassim Taleb. This investment strategy is called the barbell investment strategy. And in this investment strategy, I think the 80-20 rule, which I always talk about, is really applicable. And the whole idea is here that 80% of your money that you can put aside and invest should be diversified. And for instance, you can invest in index funds or some other diversified assets. And I will link here my video on what I'm considering right now when I'm considering investing in the stock market, as the world is of course pretty uncertain and we don't know what's going to happen next. But if you want to know more about investing in the stock markets or index funds, then I highly recommend that you check that video. But of course, this is not investment advice, but instead this is for you to hopefully get inspired and see what I do. And basically the idea is to put 80% of your money and start to invest it and diversify it, for instance, in some index funds in the stock markets. And for me, I have been pretty slow paced because the world is so uncertain. You don't know, will we see a dip in the market or what's going to happen? Will the markets still continue to grow? But this will be for another video. But this 80% is still risky, but it's less risky and supposed to cover my final point, which is 20%. And this 20% is the more risky assets that I like to invest in. Now this 20% is the money that I have put aside in order for me to pursue my dreams as an entrepreneur and really become successful in fitness. But of course, as you know, also there's always risks as an entrepreneur. And that's why I believe this barbell investment strategy is really good when you have on the 80% side, you have diversification. And yes, of course, there's risks there, but there are less risks. And then you have the 20% that you basically have to accept that, hey, I might lose this money, but you still want to really believe in it and pursue your dreams. Now, if you want to start pursuing your dreams, one of the best ways is to think really about the passion in your life and is there something that you can do with it. And I don't think you should quit your job, but instead, for instance, start doing in your free time some small things that you pretty much consider yourself being a professional with your passion, and start doing small projects, do it for free, and then take small steps and start a small side hustle with that passion once you pretty much have narrowed it down that what can you actually do with it, and then you can see if you actually want to pursue it. If not, then you have probably learned a lot, or you can jump full-time into it. Alright, so those were my tips for today regarding managing your personal health and wealth and how they are related to each other. And yeah, that's basically it for me today. You know the usual. Subscribe, smash the like button, comment if you found this useful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.